Alright guys, welcome back again to Elk Ridge Outdoors. And I mentioned in a earlier video on some chainsaws, I do a lot of removal work. I do a lot of climbing, and it's not something I do all the time, but it's really kind of a hobby to me. I enjoy it, and you know, I guess that's kind of my wild hair kick. I guess is being, you know, 30, 40, 50 plus foot up in a tree and just kind of seeing the world from that vantage point. And if you've never done it, don't knock it till you try it, because it's beautiful. Yeah, it is dangerous, but I love it. It's an adrenaline rush to me, but I love it, And just gonna show you some of my gear real quick. Right here is it's a 1/2 inch braided rope. And guys, this is a rigging rope, and I use it if I'm up in a tree, if I need to rig a top, if I need to rig a limb, make it fall the way I want it to fall, if I need to tie something into that tree, or if I'm on the ground and I'm cleaning up and I need to use it in my winch. That's the rope I use in my winch. And guys, you have to have some kind of rigging rope in this kind of work, because you never know when you're going to need it. It's an accessory, and worst case scenario, if you had to, you could use it to get down out of a tree. It's not ideal, but if you had to, an emergency situation, you've got it. Over here real quick, and I don't use this as much in the tree. I use this more on the ground, but this is a Weaver falling belt. And you just put it on and it buckles around your waist, and I carry all my tools in. I've got some saw wrenches. I've got a couple little screwdrivers in here, a couple little Allen wrenches for tuning in the field on saws, for cleaning, breaking them down, fixing a few things here and there if I have to. Good to have. Original logger tape. And this right here is very, very crucial if you're doing mine and dad's kind of thing, and that is, you need to know how long your logs are when you're cutting boards. You don't want them too short, you don't want them too long. You need to know exactly how long they are. And guys, you walk through, got a nail put on it there and bent, smack it in the end of the log that you're wanting to measure with your axe there, hatchet, measure it out, mark it, you're ready to go. And that's a 50-foot tape. And like I said, I carry that with me everywhere I go. It stays hooked to my belt. Never cut any trees that I'm planning to turn into lumber without it. The other thing I've got is Adcore, and this is a timber cruiser, and it's a short handled axe, real short handled. I know you kind of can't tell from the video there, but you don't want nothing too long for that kind of thing. And guys, this is for setting wedges when you're cutting. This is for, you know, trimming off some stubs, whatever you need to do with it. But that right there is the perfect size for me, and I actually bought that from the Great Smoky Mountains at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I know a lot of you have probably been there, but that was a good investment on my part. That's exactly what I was looking for. I was trying to find something that fit me the right size, and buddy, they had it. And the other thing that I've got, I carry with me, first aid. Guys, if you're out in the field, always be careful with chainsaws. They're dangerous. Kind of line of work's dangerous. You can get crushed, you can get cut, you can get killed. And I always carry a little bit of first aid with me, just in case. Something to patch me up, or dad up, or whoever's with me at the time. You know, just to get us back home if we was to need it. God forbid we ever do, but always better to be on the safe side. And guys, this is my Weaver Arborist not belt, but belt's over there. But this is my gear bag, and I kind of show you what I've got right here, and you can see I've got some stuff attached. And guys, this right here is this little bag is my throw line, and it's got a little bag inside of it, and kind of let you see it here. But it's filled with lead pellets. It's heavy, and you tie your line to it. You can throw it over limbs, you can throw it however you need to, and I've got my line tied up to it right there. But it's just, you use it to set your lines in trees. You can throw it over a limb and you can tie another line to it and pull that line through it, and you've got a line already put in the tree if you're needing to do something like that from the ground. And that's a crucial little thing to have. It helps you out a whole lot in a bind. This right here is my chainsaw lanyard, and this is from Buckingham. They make a lot of climbing stuff, a lot of utility pole workers for power companies. They make a lot of stuff for them too, but this is what hooks to my climbing belt and then hooks to my saw, and that's what I use to carry my saw. Guys, right here is my aluminum spurs. They're Evoke. They're not the highest dollar that you can buy. You can get really expensive with this stuff, but like I said, for what I do it, no more than I do it, I love these. These are aluminum. Like I said, I'll show you the spur on them, and that's how I climb. These strap around your legs, they go into the tree, and up the tree you go. They got a little cover on them, but guys, they're pretty razor sharp, and they need to be, because you've got to bite through that bark, and that's what's holding you in the tree. Carry an extra chainsaw wrench on there. You can't have enough of them, and that one actually is hooked to a carabiner, and I hook it to my belt as well, and I take it up in the tree with me because believe it or not, I've had a bunch of jams, and I've had a bunch of chain tension issues and maybe a little bit of tuning issues I need to address while I'm in the tree. And if you can carry one of those with you, and if you're able to do it, you don't want to have to climb down to access that if you can take it with you. See right here, I've got this is what they call a friction saver. And guys, I rappel a whole lot back out of the tree. I don't climb down a whole lot. If I've got the opportunity to rappel, I'm going to rappel just because it's easier. But guys, what this does is this goes around the tree, and your rappelling rope goes through these rings like this, and it wraps around the tree. And rope goes through, and when you're rappelling and got your weight on it, it don't burn your rope up. It saves your rope, and that's why they call it a friction saver, because if you've got your rope and all your body weight on that tree and that bark against the bark, it'll burn your rope up in a hurry. And like I said, you just kill your rope. So that right there is I don't carry that one as much. I've got another one I carry, but that's just a backup if I was to need it. And the cool thing is, guys, I might do a tutorial video on this later, with this throw bag and the line that's in it and your actual climbing rope that you want to use to rappel. You can put all this in the tree where you want it from the ground, which is amazing. I mean, you don't have to climb up in the tree and hook everything up. You can already have it hooked up before you even go up the tree. This little braided paracord right here I made myself, and this was my actual first chainsaw lanyard, because I didn't have one at the time before I bought the actual Buckingham one. And I like this one better because it's just got a bunch more snaps, and it's elastic so it stretches. But I made do with what I had on that, and that's a little bit of redneck ingenuity. But now I use it to carry my saw. And I actually bought this saw, and by saw I mean my hand saw, my little pruning saw if I need to cut little bitty limbs or something out of the way. I bought this saw at Workshop Tools, $9.99, and that's over in the outlets in Pigeon Forge. And son, you talk about a razor. It is a razor. And you see them teeth there, but for $10, I mean, you know, counting tax, you ain't gonna beat that. But like I said, I carry that on my belt, because I don't care where you go, you're gonna need that. A chainsaw won't always do it in some situations. If you're cutting little bitty stubs to get your rope around or anything like that, you're gonna need it. So let's unclip this here. I've got two, you can see I've got a bunch of extra carabiners, and guys, these orange ones here are just cheap ones I bought from Walmart. They say they're rated at 150 pounds, not for climbing. I don't know if I even believe it to 150 pounds, because I've seen these break on key rings before. But guys, like I said, these just carry my little small stuff that I'm not worried about, you know, losing or it hitting the ground or something like that. Just accessory stuff like this throw bag. I mean, if it hits the ground from 20 foot up, it's not going to hurt nothing. So let's flip the top on this thing right here, open it up, and I'll show you my other stuff. Guys, right here is my harness, and I'm not gonna actually show the full harness right now, because I'm gonna do a separate video. I may do a climbing video actually, but that's what the harness looks like. And that's actually what I wear when I climb. And this is a new one that I bought. It's a little bit fancier than my other one, just because of this ring right here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is what they call a saddle bridge, and it allows you full movement in a tree. My other one was just a standard one. It had 2 D-rings that came up. It didn't really allow you to move a whole lot, but it was cheap and it got me into it. And then, like I said, when I started getting more interested in it, spending more time doing it and getting serious about it, this is what I went with, and it's a Teffelberger. Like I said, it's a pretty expensive little purchase there. I think it was about 400 bucks, but I'll do a separate video on that later, because it just takes so long to get into it and get it going. Here is the friction saver that I use all the time now. And guys, this one right here is made by Buckingham, and you've got 2 steel rings here, and you've got a Prusik knot. So for that being said, and this is actually what they call a tree squeeze, and a lot of linemen, light pole guys and power company guys and telephone, if they have to climb them, they use these a whole lot, because these are fully adjustable. And however you set this knot, wherever you set it in the location you set it, it stays, it bites, and it will not slip. And if you don't have a natural fork in a tree to wrap your rope around or something to rappel or anything like that, you can use this just around the trunk itself, and it will allow you to bite the tree. You don't have to worry about it sliding, you don't have to worry about slipping, and it'll allow you to come down safely. So that's the one I carry with me all the time. And like I said, that orange one and black one there is just a backup that I use. Here's my actual climbing rope, or rappelling rope I should say. And it's got a micro pulley system on it, and it's from Cheryl Tree. I order about all my stuff from Cheryl Tree. Really like them. They're based out of North Carolina, and they specialize in tree work specifically. But it's a micro pulley system, and that's how I rappel. And this is Samson Poison Ivy rope, and it's a midnight color version, and it's high dollar rope, and it's 150 foot. And the way I use it is a double rope technique, and there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube. You can check it out. And like I said, if I get a chance later on to actually show you guys, I will. But basically, you have this section hooked to you right here, and you have this section hooked to you, and that's both ends of your rope right there. And it'll allow you, so if I have 150 foot of rope, it'll allow me to climb 75 foot and still be able to rappel to the ground. Just because I use a double rope technique system. So let's pull that out of there. Like I said, I hadn't had this out of here in a little while, so needed to get out of there anyway and get wound back up. It's a mess. Guys, this right here is my lifeline, so to speak. And what this does is this actually goes around the tree. It goes around the trunk, your spurs go into the tree, and this is what you lean back on. It's called a flip line. And I'll try to show you guys kind of how all this stuff works, like I said, because I know this is kind of hard to understand from seeing just a rolled up piece of rope. But when it actually gets put into use, it's pretty cool. But what I use this one for the most is when I'm doing a lot of big removal work, just because if I've got a chainsaw, this thing is actually steel on the inside. It's steel braided line on the inside of this, so it's cut proof. so you don't want to nick it. You know, you don't want to nick any of your ropes whatsoever when you're in a tree, or any of your flip lines or anything, because, you know, guys, if you cut them in two, you're going to fall out of the tree. But this one I use especially just because of the safety measure, because it's steel core. And this little piece right here was actually not part of it. I added to that, and I'll show you what that's for later. But that, if you gaff out, and what that means is if your spurs were to kick out of the tree, and, you know, your foot was to bust loose from the tree, this right here stays between you and the trunk. This goes around the trunk on the back side. This stays between you and the trunk and hooks to the line anywhere right through here with a prusik knot I've tied, and it keeps you from sliding down the tree. Because let me tell you what, I've done that a couple times being new, and it hurts. It'll burn your belly up for sure, burn your knees and everything up. Here's another one. This is another flip line I use, and guys, this one is not steel braided. This is just a half inch spider spliced braided rope. Like I said, it's a backup. I carry it with me every time I go up, even though I use that one. I carry this one with me just as a backup. If I need two of them for some reason, if I need to get around some limbs or something, I can unhook that one after I've got this one hooked in, or vice versa. And this was actually made for a 7 to 10 foot adjustment. We don't have 7 and 10 foot really diameter trees, so what I paired this with was a Ropeman by Wild Country, and I ordered this off Amazon actually. And this is what bites the rope, and what actually this part hooks to my belt, and then this side or this side, either one can hook to my belt. And like I said, it makes it to where I can adjust it to whatever size I want it to. And like I said, you know, all this stuff is a lot of this stuff you don't have to have to climb, but it's better to have it, or need it and have it, than to need it and not have it. The last thing I've got in here that I carry with me, not all the time, but every now and then, is this is what they call a Slinky. And like I said, this is a Rock Exotica pulley, and it opens up. If I can get it to here, it opens up to allow you to put your rope in. But guys, this is for rigging specifically, and I use it if I need to take a limb down over a house. If I want that limb to, you know, just fall how I want it to, not to fall too hard or fall in a certain direction, I'm going to use this. And if I've got somebody on the ground or myself, you know, if I run my rope through, hook it to that limb, I can allow them to drop the limb real slow, or drop the limb and pull it at the same time, or I can do it myself. But it's just a handy little tool to have. But guys, like I said, you know, if you got any questions on this, let me know. Because like I said, I'll try to have a video put up of some of this stuff, because like I said, it laying here, it don't make a much sense. But when you actually see it in action, it's a whole lot different. But I just wanted to give you a quick overview of this stuff as well with the chainsaws, because this is a whole separate ball game, but it's a ball game I love to play. So guys, thank you as always for tuning in to Elk Ridge Outdoors. And like I said, please like, subscribe, share it. You know, I'd like to see the channel grow, and like to be able to keep making videos for you guys. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you later on Elk Ridge Outdoors.